What's up guys, Joe here, back with another video. Haven't posted a video in a while. Been pretty busy working on my new website, working on a new Facebook community called Health Kick Fitness. It's all about improving physical and mental health. Just been pretty busy, but I wanted to jump on today and I wanted to talk to you about how you can go about reducing your stress. Now on my channel I give a lot of advice, I give strategies, I give tips to help you to improve your physical and your mental health. If you haven't subscribed already, then press that subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date with the videos that I'm posting. So in today's video, talking about stress, how to reduce your stress. In previous videos I've talked a little bit about things that you can practically do to improve your mental health and stuff like that. But in today's video I want to talk a little bit more about how you can change the way that you're thinking, the way that you're approaching things, so that you can reduce your stress as well, because I think that's equally as important. You know, you can do as much exercise, you can do all the different therapy things in the world, but at the end of the day, if you're thinking in a negative way, if you've got unhelpful beliefs, then that's going to hold you back and stop you from being able to achieve a state of happiness and fulfillment. So where does your stress come from? Or where does our stress come from in general? So a lot of it has got to do with pressure and expectations that we place upon ourselves. Now a lot of those pressures and expectations come from the world, come from our friends, come from our parents, our family, who we really believe that we should be in the world. And when we're stressed, it's because we're focusing on what we can't control. Right? The more we focus on what we can control, the less stressed that we're going to be. So when it comes to that pressure and expectation, we live in a society that promotes a few different values that generally have a huge impact on the way that we go about living our life. If you live in a Western society, then the model of success is basically to become an individual who has a very successful career, you know, that's very financially successful, who has a partner, a relationship, and has, you know, a stable life. Like they have a mortgage, you know, they have a stable job, all of this other stuff, right? So that comes with the pressure and expectation that you need to operate in that way, that you need to live your life based on those values. And the thing is that those values aren't in your control, or they're less in your control than other values, right? So I want to dive into this. Let me just have a sip of this drink, and we'll dive into it. So, the value system that we operate within is going to dictate our levels of stress and happiness. The whole value system in regards to valuing materialism, you know, valuing things like having a house, like how amazing our house looks. It's all about how we're being perceived by others, and we can't control the way that other people perceive us. If we have all of these amazing things in our life, it doesn't mean that people are going to like us or love us anymore. In fact, a lot of the time it's the opposite. The more that you have in your life, the more jealous people are, the more people want to criticize you, they want to discredit you, all of this other stuff. So this kind of premise that by having more in your life you're going to get more people to like you and love you is just not the reality. It's not how it works. Maybe you might have people like loved ones, cared ones, maybe people like that, they might see your value a bit more, they might respect you, all of that other stuff, which is obviously really important for the way that we're feeling about ourselves. But ultimately, you can't control other people's perceptions, which is why I think it's very important to live your life based on values that you actually have control over. So the first one that I think is important to look at is your health, your physical health and your mental health. Now, you are completely in control of your physical health. You can choose to have a healthy diet. You can choose to exercise more. You can choose to have a better sleeping routine. You can choose to spend time stretching and doing yoga and recovering the body. You can spend time relaxing, right? You can spend time, you can make sure that you're not drinking too much alcohol and smoking and all of that other stuff, right? Physical health is something we have complete control over. Mental health is another one. Yes, it's hard when we're struggling, but a lot of that comes back down to the values. All right, so if we're placing too much value on things like materialism, on other people's perceptions of us, if we're putting too much focus on these things that we can't control, that's when we're going to start to feel really stressed. If we're focusing on physical health, mental health, another value thing that you can focus on is your contribution. How much of value you're adding to the world, how much of yourself you're giving, how much of your time you're spending doing things that you're really truly passionate about. All of that sort of stuff is going to feed into your sense of personal control. All right, and the more in control you feel, the more significant you feel. The more significant you feel, the more positive energy that you're going to be exuding, the more positive energy you're bringing to you. Positive energy manifests positive energy. And the way to think about it is that this isn't like very all spiritual and woo-woo. If you're a very scientific person, then what you need to remember is that we are all cells. All we're made up of is cells, and in those cells are protons and electrons, right? Protons carry a positive charge, electrons carry a negative charge. All right, so when we're in a really good mood, when we're in a really positive mood, our vibration, our energy vibration is different to when we're in a negative state, when we're in a negative mindset, negative energy. And the reason that's important is because when we're in a positive state, we attract positive energy, we attract positive things. When we're in a negative state, we're gonna attract more negative energy, right? So it's kind of like works like a momentum loop. And that's not to say that bad things can't happen to positive people. It happens all the time, right? That's the universe's way of testing us and seeing what we're made of. But at the end of the day, positive people normally come through those battles because they're looking for reasons to be happy and to be positive, right? So focusing your energy on positive stuff is going to greatly improve your life. And the thing is that when you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, the tendency is to focus on what you don't have in your life, what you don't have yet. You don't have the money that person has. You don't have the physique. You don't have the house. You don't have the girlfriend. You don't have the career. Whatever it is, you're focusing on external things because there's some sort of race to get to the finish line, and that's going to bring negative energy to you. And the more you focus on that stuff, the more negative energy you're going to get inside of you, and the worse you're going to feel about yourself. So to reverse engineer that, you need to start thinking about what you can personally do to feel better, to feel more in control, and to feel more significant. Because stress is not something that you are guaranteed. You know, it's not something that you have to put up with, right? We all have this life. We don't have to believe the same thing as our friends. We don't have to believe the same thing as our parents. We don't have to believe the same thing as, you know, your great grandma, right? And that, because that's where these beliefs and value systems have actually come from, right? And it makes zero sense to not pay attention to people that are living a very happy, abundant and fulfilling life just because you feel uncomfortable in changing your beliefs and values to something that is a little bit more fulfilling and makes you feel a bit better about yourself. So that's the advice I want to give in today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.